A few weeks ago, I made a video talking about who the Templars may be in Assassin's Creed Shadows, based on some of the previous lore, real-life history, and subtle details in the trailers thus far. But today I want to talk about the Japanese Brotherhood of Assassins, because so far we haven't really heard or seen a lot of the assassins themselves yet. Obviously, Naoe is a member of this brotherhood, as she even has the logo on her hidden blade, but who are some of the other key characters from the Brotherhood, and how involved will the assassins actually be in the story? I imagine we may get some more clarity on this whenever they decide to drop the story trailer, but as for now, there's still a lot of pre-established lore for the Japanese Brotherhood in Assassin's Creed that they could fit into the narrative of AC Shadows, assuming they don't retcon it. Which I hope they don't, because it is very interesting. This all comes from some of the books and comics, database entries from some of the games, and of course, AC memories. The Japanese Brotherhood, while not ever actually appearing in a main game entry of the series before, still has been touched on quite a bit within the overall universe. The Templars first arrived to spread their influence in Japan in 1549. When the assassins took notice of their arrival, a member of Xiao Yun's Chinese Brotherhood, the protagonist of AC Chronicles China, and the assassin who was shortly mentored by Ezio in AC Embers, one of her disciples, originally from Japan, Xiao Hu, took back his original Japanese name Kotetsu, and with Xiao Yun's permission went back to his homeland to establish a Japanese Brotherhood and defend it from the Templars. And for context, this would be about 30 years before AC Shadows is set to take place, as it's supposed to start in 1579. So again, assuming Shadows does not retcon this, as this story comes from a manga adaptation of Chronicles China, we could very potentially see Kotetsu in the game, as he may still be alive and the active mentor of the Japanese Brotherhood. We could even potentially see Xiao Yun, which would be so cool. Granted, she'd be very old, but there was never any official date to when she died, so I hope we see both of them in the game. Especially since I think a lot of people would have really liked to see Xiao Yun have her own mainline game, given her importance in Assassin's Creed, and the fact that she's literally an apprentice of Ezio himself. She would be about in her 80s though, so I don't know how likely that would be, but hopefully we can at least get her legacy outfit for Naoe as a nice nod. But once Kotetsu began building the Brotherhood in Japan, they looked for allies in the shinobi, which is where I believe Naoe and her father, Fujibashi Nagato, could come into play. The shinobi originated from the Iga and Koga provinces, and we know Naoe and her father are from the Iga province. And of course, Fujibashi Nagato was a real shinobi, so it would stand to reason that the assassins would seek and become allies with Naoe's father and the shinobi of Iga, thus the connection to the Brotherhood, and perhaps once Naoe's village is burned and her father is killed, is when she'll seek to fully join Kotetsu's assassins. In the gameplay trailer, we see the cutscene where Naoe seemingly first gets her hidden blade. I assume that's what this is, just based on how she looks at the blade, and it looks like she may be activating it for the first time. I'm almost certain this is her father giving her the blade. If you compare the clothes of the person out of frame here to the cinematic trailer, it's pretty much identical. There's another shot of him from the gameplay walkthrough, and yeah, that's definitely him. So I don't know if this moment would be after the village is destroyed or before, but her father probably got the blade from the assassins, and in this moment is giving it to his daughter. And once he's gone, it would make a lot of sense for her to seek out Kotetsu and other Japanese assassins, like Hattori Hanzo as well, who's been leaked for a while to be in the game, and I'm very excited to see personally. He was a real-life samurai who served Tokugawa Ieyasu, the man who would eventually become shogun and an ally of the assassins as well. This is even who Yoshi Toranaga from the Shogun TV show is based on. But in the AC lore, similar to Fujibashi Nagato, Hattori Hanzo also agreed to join Kotetsu's Brotherhood and became a Master Assassin. His assassin robes look awesome. I really hope they keep this design for them in the game, and it would be so sweet to have this as an unlockable outfit we can wear as well. Not every shinobi allied themselves with the assassins though. Some of them aligned with the Templars, so that could be very interesting in the story as well, having to fight other shinobi. Of course, as I discussed previously in my video about the Templars, the assassins were also responsible for the assassination of Oda Nobunaga, who was initially their ally, but betrayed the assassins after getting his hands on a Sword of Eden. Again, he is also likely the one responsible for ordering the attack on Naoe's village, So I wouldn't be surprised if they did a slight retcon and had Naoe and Yasuke be the ones to assassinate Nobunaga. In real life, he was betrayed by his own retainer, Akechi Mitsuhide, who trapped and ambushed him, which led to Oda committing seppuku. And Mitsuhide was another one of the characters who was leaked to be in the game. But I could see them having Naoe or Yasuke actually being the ones to secretly deliver the final blow. That would fit quite well, and I imagine both of them would be looking for vengeance on Oda Nobunaga. Who knows when that would be in the story, as this happened in 1582, but it's also possible that the ending to this game could be the foundation of the Tokugawa shogunate. After all, one of the main themes of Shadows that's been talked about is Naoe and Yasuke trying to unify Japan. And Japan wasn't unified until the Tokugawa shogunate was formed in 1603. And with the Tokugawas being allies of the assassins, that could be a very good place to end the game, which would make the story of Shadows run through about 15 to 20 plus years potentially. And another big reason I believe this may be the case is because Toyotomi Hideyoshi was leaked to be in the game as well, and he's Oda Nobunaga's successor and became the ruler of Japan. He's also responsible for the death of Hattori Hanzo in 1596, and his death and the defeat of his forces is what eventually led to the Tokugawa shogunate being formed. So he may very well be a big antagonist of the game as well, if not potentially the main one, although I still think there's a good chance it could be one of the Portuguese Templars. We'll see. Again, Ubisoft Quebec's writing team could potentially scrap and retcon all of this to do their own thing, but I don't see why they would choose to set the game during this period in feudal Japan specifically, where there was already established lore in the Assassin's Creed universe, if they weren't going to try and connect it. I wouldn't be surprised if they do change some things about it, but I'm hoping they don't completely disregard and retcon it. If they do follow the lore though, the assassins should be quite involved in the story, which is what I would really like to see. But they may also not show much of the Japanese Brotherhood either. I don't know. Ubisoft Quebec hasn't exactly had much focus on the assassins in their other AC games. They've also been very coy with everything pertaining to the assassins and Templars roles in the story so far, so hopefully we'll get more clarity on that soon. Let me know what you guys think about it though. Are you hoping they stick to the lore that's already been established? And how involved should the assassins be in the narrative? If you enjoyed the video or found it informative, I'd appreciate it if you considered leaving a like and subscribing to the channel if you're new. And other than that, thank you for watching everybody, and have a great rest of your day, assassins.